This week, Oregon football names its new head coach. Men's basketball sweeps the Southern California schools on the road. All that and more, not now, but right now. Hello there and welcome to a new term of Duck TV Sports. Along with Andy Abeyta, I'm Nick Rockwell. An exciting week in Duck sports, but we start with the naming of Oregon's new head football coach.
Mark Helfrich has been named Oregon's 32nd head football coach, replacing Chip Kelly. Helfrich has been the Ducks offensive coordinator since 2009. He was considered the front runner for the position as Chip Kelly left to become the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles just last week. Switching to the hardwood, it was a little too close for comfort last Thursday night, with the 21st ranked Oregon men's basketball team narrowly escaping being knocked off by the USC Trojans. The Ducks went into the game as clear favorites, finding themselves ranked in the top 25 for the first time since 2007. Oregon led by 10 points with less than 3 minutes remaining, but USC closed the gap with the 9-0 run. The Trojans missed multiple opportunities in the closing seconds, and the Ducks were able to hold off for their sixth straight win, 76-74. Freshman Damian Dotson led Oregon 16 points.
On Saturday, the Ducks took on the 24th-ranked UCLA Bruins at Pauley Pavilion in a top 25 showdown, with both teams chasing first place in the Pac-12. It was a back-and-forth affair for most of the game until the Ducks pulled away with a late 76-67 win. Tony Woods had a game-high 18 points, and Dominic Artis added 14 for Oregon. Travis Ware led the Bruins with 17 points. With more on men's basketball in the Pac-12, we send it over to Jonathan Stile, Anthony Piganelli, and Andrew Murray.
Hello and welcome to Around the League. We're here talking a little Pac-12 basketball today. So guys, which teams from the Pac-12 have been the biggest surprise to you this far?
I think it's without a doubt Oregon. 5-0 in conference play, 16-2 overall. They've been absolutely spectacular as of late. Great team defense, very balanced scoring with 5 guys averaging over 10 points a game. I think that they have a good shot at taking the title this year.
Washington really jumps out at me. All their starters from last season left, including one of their best players in school history in Isaiah Thomas. However, this year, C.J. Wilcox has stepped in and have averaged about 20 points a game. They got great play from Abdul Gaddy and Scott Suggs as well.
All right, with that being said, how many teams make it in the tournament in March?
I think it's going to be the same format as last year, with 2 teams making it. It's a race to the finish right now between Oregon, UCLA, and Arizona. The Pac-12 is a little bit weaker conference than the other major conferences, so I think, again, 2 at most.
I think the Pac-12 is actually starting to improve from the last few years. I believe Arizona, UCLA, and Oregon are definitely shoo-ins at this point. Arizona State and Washington are probably wild cards. I think ASU sneaks in and Washington goes on a tailspin.
All right, well, that's all we have for you this week. Back to you guys.
With the recent NFL All-Pro teams being announced by the Associated Press, it shows that the Ducks' success carries over to the next level. With 3 selections, Oregon had the second most of any college behind the University of Georgia. Center Max Unger of the Seahawks was selected to the All-Pro first team, while defensive tackle Haloti Ngata of the Ravens and safety Jarius Byrd of the Bills were selected to the second team. Also trying to make his mark on the NFL, former head coach Chip Kelly announced his decision to leave Eugene to coach the Philadelphia Eagles. With more on Coach Kelly's departure, we toss it over to McLean Cannon and AJ Palazzolo.
All right, so Chip is heading to Philly to coach the Eagles. Bit of a surprise for Duck fans who are maybe expecting him to be back next season. Mark Helfrich, the offensive coordinator, obviously the front runner to take over the head coaching spot. Now, were you surprised by this move, or how is this going to impact the Ducks going forward?
Right. I wasn't surprised, and I don't think anyone was really surprised by this move. I know that Chip Kelly came in here to the Moshofsky Center yesterday and announced to the team that he was leaving. There were some tears, there were some emotions. The guy cares, and I mean, he should. He's a local legend around here, and he's taking this program to the next level. Now, looking forward, I think, assuming Mark Helfrich gets the job, I think that's the best move for U of O is to keep it in-house. Mark Helfrich is an Oregon guy, grew up on the Oregon coast. Went to school in Oregon, was a graduate assistant here at U of O. He worked at Boise State. He worked at Arizona State with Dirk Cutter, who's the offense coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons, and he also worked at Colorado. The guy's been around. He has a great resume, and he knows the ins and the outs of Chip Kelly's scheme. So I think moving forward, keeping it in-house with Mark Helfrich and trying to keep this staff together is the best thing for us because it'll keep the relationships that we have with recruits strong, which is important to us. And guys that have vowed to come here will honor their commitment. And just because Chip's leaving doesn't mean we're going to stop building our new $40 million facility out here. We're still going to win the arms race here at U of O.
Certainly, the offense shouldn't miss a beat with Helfrich at the helm. Now, looking at the personnel in Philly that Chip's got to work with, he's got an all-pro running back when healthy, when LaShawn McCoy, a dual-threat quarterback in Michael Vick, assuming he's there next year, some talent in the receiving core. Yes, they do have a defense that hasn't really played up to expectations. Now, how do you think that his schemes are going to translate to the pro level?
Well, they're going to translate just fine. I mean, there's a place for this spread offense in the NFL. We've seen it. Chip even went in this summer and with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and helped the Patriots with their no-huddle offense. We see Peyton Manning have a lot of success with the no-huddle offense. There's a lot of different schemes, and every coach has their own wrinkles and their own nuances to their scheme. Now, Chip's going to have to change his and curtail his philosophy to fit in the NFL with the NFL bodies and the NFL, the overall feeling of the NFL. Obviously, defenses are going to be stronger, and he has some pieces in Philadelphia, and Michael Vick is very lucky that Chip Kelly's coming to Philadelphia because it's going to change his career. The original do-it-all quarterback was Michael Vick. You know, we get the Colin Kaepernicks, the RG3s, guys like this. They all stemmed from Michael Vick. So I think that this could be the perfect pairing with Chip Kelly and Michael Vick come together in Philadelphia.
Could be. Now, we see a lot of NFL coaches, new NFL coaches, go out and get their guy, their quarterback that they can mold to their system. Maybe down the road we see Chip Kelly draft a Mariota. Could be fun to see those two reunited.
Yeah, not crazy. Could happen.
All right, thanks. Back to you guys in the studio.
We certainly wish Chip the best at the next level. Well, it looks like we have a fun term ahead of us. Remember, tune in next week. For Nick Rockwell, I'm Andy Abeda. Thanks for watching.